Continuing from where we left off in the previous exercise, let's carry on adding detail to our primitives here by first of all adding the holes that we need in our extruded pieces. Coming over to the Modify panel then, let's jump into Polygon Subobject mode and select just the very top polygon here. In the Ribbons Polygon panel, let's Shift-click on our Bevel tool and make sure that we are set to work in Local Normal mode. And then right-click on them in order to zero out each of the spinners that we have. I'm going to set the bevel inset value here to around about minus 0.5 centimeters. Click the Apply and Continue button, and then right-click on the outline spinner again, so I can set it to minus 0.05 centimeters. And also set the Extrude spinner to minus 0.05 centimeters as well. Once we click Apply, we want to add a final downward extrude by decreasing the bevel height a little more. Now, we don't want to go too far here because if you look closely at the reference, this area with the valve in the center actually looks like it is one solid piece. So, after clicking OK on our bevel tool, we may want to click the Grow command in our ribbon a few times and then tweak the scale a little bit more in order to get things looking just right. Coming out of Polygon Subobject mode, we may need to move our primitive pieces down a little. And so, engaging the Move tool, let's drop them down ever so slightly in the front viewport, like so. Coming back to our reference, we can see that we have this very obvious tap shape on the top cylinder. And so, let's grab that object, right-click and convert to an editable poly, and then select the top polygon and Shift-click the Bevel tool in the ribbon. Again, let's zero everything out by right-clicking on the spinners and set the height to 0.2 centimeters, and then click Apply and Continue. We need to zero out the height once more so that we can drag on this and create a little central bump that we want. So minus 0.25 centimeters should do. Again, we want to click the Apply and Continue button. Right-click to reset everything once more and extrude upwards by something like 0.07 centimeters. Hit Apply and Continue again, and then right-click on the height spinner before setting that to 0.03 centimeters and the outline option to minus 0.05 centimeters. After which, we can lock our bevels into place by clicking the OK button. Of course, we still need to create the tap shape itself. And so, holding down the Control key to multiple select, let's grab two polygons from each of the endpoints on the arms, as it were. And then from the Polygons panel, Shift-click to open up our bevel options. Again, we want to make sure that we are working in Local Normal mode and push the polygons out by about 0.5 centimeters. And then hit OK. If we jump over to the top viewport now, let's just deselect two of the sides here. And then, keeping an eye on the coordinate readouts down at the bottom of the Max UI, scale down by 80% in the y-axis. After which, we can select the opposite sides, and this time, scale down by 80% in the x-axis. Now we can see that one of the prongs on the tap here has this tiny noticeable bubble on the end, which we can easily recreate by selecting the polygons on the end of whichever arm that we want to use. And then, after flattening on the y-axis and shift-clicking on the bevel tool, extrude them out a few times, maybe 4 or so. Selecting the verts on this section now, we can use the Scale and Move tools to shape them a little. And then, with all of these vertices selected, just add a Spherify modifier to them in order to, well, spherify them just a little bit more. Let's right-click to convert to an editable poly, and then scale the spherified vertices until they are roughly the right size. We will need to make certain that we are maintaining the correct length on the arm here, and so we may need to just pull things back a little whilst in Vertex Subobject mode, using the transform tools to keep things looking correct. To finish things up here, we will need to add a chamfer to the bottom of this cylinder, and so let's select our bottom polygon, then holding down the Control key, click to make the switch over to Edge Selection mode. After which we can hold down the Shift key and left click on the chamfer tool in the ribbon. What we want to do here is right click the amount spinner in order to zero it out, and then set the value to 0.04 centimeters and press OK. If we pull out now and take a good look at our geometry, we can see that this is ready for smoothing now. The big lesson from this section of the training then being the fact that we have created this interesting looking regulator setup using nothing but cylinder primitives and a bare handful of Max's modeling tools.